Differences do you see from your time being in Atlanta previous years versus now and the coaching and everything like that? What are the differences between the teams?
Two totally different teams. The first team I was on was an older team, older guys, more vets. They just came off a year of doing great in playoffs. Had, was it 4 or 5 All-Stars? Totally different feel. I was a lot younger. A lot of things are different. There's a practice facility now is not part of the arena. Different coaching staff, same ownership, but you can tell they've done this a few years. And we have a younger team, but still very, very talented. Have all-star players as well. Just a different type of basketball team as far as what we will do on the floor.
What do you feel you can bring to the team?
First of all, I feel I can bring some vet leadership. Being in this league in a while, I've done everything from winning a championship to losing. I've played in the D-League, I've been cut, been traded, so I can help in more ways than one as far as the way the team goes and as well as with individuals, especially young guys. And then what I bring on the floor, I'm going to give you everything I have every night. I'm a guard, knock down shots, and to make the little plays in between to kind of be here to help complement, the star players.
And last but not least, not the basketball question, but new haircut.
Yeah.
Was that just something for the season, a new team, or?
I don't know, the way I think it kind of came about, my daughter started asking me for like the last 2 months if I could cut my hair. And at first I was upset about it because she's only seen me with long hair. I've had long hair for 7+ years, I don't know. And she's only 4. And so she asked me, so for a while I was like, no, I'm not going to do it. And I saw a picture of a guy that had dark complexion like myself, and he had his hair dyed. And I was like, if I were to do it, that's the only way. Because when my hair was short, I was bored. So longer hair allowed me to have, do different things. And having my hair long meant a lot to me, especially from a cultural standpoint, and what cornrows meant, and just different things like that. So I wanted to kind of get into that space with my long hair and be free and not kind of be like the stereotypical, which is almost like completely, but having short hair and nice cut. Like I wanted to have braids and be someone that is presentable, somebody that is respected, somebody that does respect others, that has hair like that. And so that's why it was so hard for me to be like, I'm gonna cut it. But then I saw that and I was like, dang, I like how that looks. And maybe I want to have a cleaner lineup now. Maybe I want to do this. And so I knew I had to get it done before the season, because if I didn't, I wasn't going to cut it in the middle of the season. And now I'm here. And this is actually my second color, so I've actually had a different color last week. So yeah, I'm just all over the place. 33 and out here just wilding. So yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
What was her reaction?
Well, the first time I got it cut, I actually didn't have it the color I wanted. And so it was, I don't know if you know anything about coloring hair, but you have to get it right. And so it was like a bright orange. And she was like, Daddy, your hair is orange. I was like, yeah, it's not going to be there. But she was like, I like it because you have a cut. And what she always says, I want you to cut like Uncle Aaron, my brother. And I was like, well, I don't want to look like Aaron. And we're trying to not be confused when we're on the court. But then, once I got the color together, she likes it. And actually, my wife likes it, so that's the most important thing.
Is there anything specific that Nate told you that he's looking for you to do, for you to bring to the Hawks?
No, not specific. I mean, me and Nate have been together. I believe Nate trusts me, so you can go without words of what my job is. Just come and do what I do. I'm never going to be outside of myself. I'm never going to, I know how to deal with adversity. I know how to stay calm, even and he knows, and he brought me here to be able to be that. Playing with him in the past, I already know what he wants from me.
Hey Justin, you have experience with Mike Longabardi from back in Sacramento. Just what does he bring to the Hawks, and how do you think he'll contribute to reshaping the defensive identity?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, first and foremost, he's going to bring defense, the different things we want to do, set the tone in that space. But he brings a lot of passion. One thing I do talk about Longo is how much he loves the game, and is always thinking like we can be, in the summer, he can call me, but yeah, we're going to do this and this. Like he's always thinking about the game. He just loves basketball and loves defense. And that's one thing I can always appreciate from a coach that loves us so much that he's going to give everything he can. And being right or wrong, I know that he cares and he's doing his best. So we're going to get that from him. He's going to give us everything he can, and he's going to be very, very assertive, which is needed. We need structure. We need to know exactly what we do, what we're going to do, and how we're going to do it. and I believe he'll bring that.
You mentioned earlier that the ownership being they were here before, but now they got more experience. So coming back this second time around, how does it truly feel to be in a situation where you are familiar with a lot of the different pieces that are here, even from other areas?
Yeah, so one of the things that is tough about being traded specifically, I can even say maybe even signing somewhere, but being traded is always tough because you come into a new team, it's like going to a new school. And so if you can actually go back to a school you've been to before and go and have the same teachers and, you know, might be some new classmates, but kind of have the same structure, the person that being Nate, being the same as someone I've had in the past, and then, I have the same classmate in Mo Harkless, my brother. Have I played with anybody else before? Knowing some other players before, it actually allows me to be in a more comfortable space early. Instead of, coming in like, dang, okay, I got to figure out how to do this and this. Like, I kind of fit right in right away. So that's what coming back and having the same ownership and having Nate and having, my brother and some guys that I've seen before, and even from the training staff, the guys over here, and even meeting, allows me to feel like I'm at home right away.
Hey, Justin, you've been in just about every situation imaginable throughout your pro career. With that veteran knowledge, what do you think this team is capable of?
I think this team is capable of doing something very, very special. I think making a good run in the playoffs and going for a championship. And that's what I want to win. And I believe this team has that. If we become very disciplined, can guard better than we did last year, and then continue to improve offensively and use each other on that floor, I think we can do a lot of things that can surprise some people. I'm not one to be like, yeah, we're going to do this exactly, but we can give ourselves a really good chance to win when it matters.
Hey, Justin, obviously this team, I mentioned it before, is trying to take a big leap defensively. In your experience, what's that take to be a good defensive team?
Yeah, I think first what it takes to be a good defensive team is understanding what each person does individually. So as a player, understand what you are good at on that end and what you're not. And try to put yourself in the best position to help the team. So say if I'm a guy that's not great on the ball, I would make sure I really know what our scheme is when the ball screen comes, which way we want to send the guy, where my help is, to where you position yourself in ways, to help the team. So on the base level, there's certain schemes that we have as far as how we close out on guys. I can go through a lot that comes in a defensive package or scheme, but to be able to understand those and do the things that you for sure, that all of us can do. And the first thing is effort. So if you can first give that effort, I think we're going in the right direction.
When Landry was up on the podium a little while ago, he mentioned that for August and September they've had at least 10 guys in the facility and they've done some 5-on-5. Were you able to participate in that?
Yeah, I was here for like the last three weeks.
Being the oldest player on the roster, does that sort of facilitate you being a leader in that situation? Because I don't think coaches are allowed to be in there, right?
Yeah, it does, but it's not like it's like this. I come in and I'm ready. No, that's not what I'm here to do or who I am. I will lead. I will speak up when needed to, but these guys are coming in wanting to play. These guys are hungry, so yeah, it might be some days, but yeah, you want to play. Well, if I do want to play more like we are, which is pretty cool. But other than that, I'm not coming in just regulating. I will. Say if we play a couple of games, right, dudes want to get a break, I might be like, yo, let's keep going. Let's not stop right now. Let's kind of keep pushing ourselves. And then the main thing that I do bring in these pickup games is talking. Showing what it's like to talk even in a pickup game, the things we're looking for, calling that help side where you are, and then offensively, telling the guy to roll, cut the situation. So that's kind of the thing I'm doing now. It's kind of implementing some stuff I know Coach will, once we get into it, to kind of get in the head and get things out.
When Nate was up here, one of the things that he did talk about is that when this team runs into trouble, it's usually because communication has broken down defensively. So as one of the leaders on the team, how do you anticipate helping to make sure that doesn't happen? Yeah,
first is me talking, them seeing what that's supposed to look like. I think one of the best ways to lead is to lead by example. You don't want to have to be hard on someone or always having to go nag feel like you're nagging with someone. So it's to lead by example, show them how it's done, and then if it doesn't happen, you go and talk to them like, yo, I need you to talk to this because if I can't see, I don't know what's going on. And then usually there's a situation where there's no communication, something happens, there's a bucket. Well, we don't want that bucket to happen. That usually kind of gives some guys some incentive to do what's right. So starting with example by example, but then speaking up when I need to, or might even be, say we're going through a defensive drill, there's a breakdown, I'm like, yo, we gotta do it again. We'll just hit it one more time and talk and communicate in that way and just keep reiterating how important that is.